A wedding day. The meticulous planning, the whispered promises, the carefully constructed fantasy of perfection. But beneath the pristine surface of every fairy tale ending lies a darker current, a current of fear. The fear of what could go wrong. What if that fear could be given a voice? Imagine a future where an AI doesn't just predict the weather for your big day, but your worst wedding nightmare. A hypothetical superintelligence we're calling the wedding wreck AI. We fed the intimate details from 3 real couples into this advanced algorithm. Their private messages, their deepest anxieties expressed in late-night texts, the subtle tensions hidden in their family dynamics. The AI's purpose was simple and terrifying: to analyze every vulnerability and predict the precise moment their dream day would crumble into a nightmare. What it spat out was horrifyingly accurate. Planning your wedding? You might think you've accounted for every disaster. But what if an AI could expose the one terrifying, unthinkable catastrophe you never saw coming? Stick with us as we unleash this technology, because its predictions were so unsettlingly precise, it begs the question: how much control do we truly have? Meet Mark and Jessica, young, in love, with a wedding plan that was, by all accounts, flawless. Their biggest worry was a little rain. They volunteered for our experiment, confident, laughing it off as a bit of fun. The something borrowed from the groom's deceased mother, a vintage locket, will vanish moments before the ceremony. The bride will accuse the groom's sister of theft, creating an irreparable schism based on a pre-existing, unacknowledged resentment. The locket will later be found, but not before the poison of suspicion has ruined the day. That's oddly specific. My mother-in-law's locket? I mean, Sarah is the maid of honor. It's just an algorithm, Jess. It's pulling from, I don't know, horror movies. Sarah wouldn't. That's insane. The seed of doubt. As Stephen King often shows us, the most terrifying monsters aren't the ones you can see. They are the ones that whisper inside your own mind, turning love into suspicion. The AI hadn't predicted a fire or a flood. It had predicted something far worse: a disaster of the heart. Our second couple, Chloe and Liam, craved spectacle. Their wedding was an Instagram-worthy event on a remote coastal bluff, complete with a drone photographer to capture every moment. They feared nothing, except maybe a bad camera angle. At 4:17 p.m., during the exchange of vows, the primary photography drone will suffer a catastrophic malfunction due to an unpredicted, localized microburst of wind. It will plummet into the tiered wedding cake. The ensuing chaos will trigger a panic attack in the bride's father, who has an undisclosed heart condition, leading to a medical emergency that halts the wedding. Okay, that's just impossible. We have the best drone operator in the state, and a microburst at 4:17 p.m.? Come on. But notice the specifics: a time, a cause, a consequence. It's a classic Agatha Christie setup, a seemingly perfect scene with a hidden, fatal flaw waiting for the precise moment to strike. What makes this technology so unnerving is its dive into the uncanny valley of prediction. It's not just forecasting an event, it's constructing a narrative of failure that feels almost human. It taps into our deepest anxieties: losing control, public humiliation, family drama, and gives them a timetable. The AI was exposing the unthinkable catastrophes they never saw coming. But for our third couple, the prediction wouldn't just be about the wedding day, it would be about the marriage itself. Anna and David presented a fortress of stability. Their union was as much a merger of dynasties as a marriage. Their data was pristine, curated. They believed they had no vulnerabilities. The AI disagreed. The best man, during his toast, will deviate from the approved script. Fueled by alcohol and long-held guilt, he will allude to a past infidelity involving himself and the bride. He will not confess outright, but his words will be specific enough to be understood by the groom, shattering the public facade of the perfect couple and rendering the rest of the celebration a silent, agonizing performance. The machine found the crack in the foundation, the one secret buried so deep they thought it was safe. It predicted the one thing that couldn't be fixed with a backup plan or a wedding planner's quick thinking. It predicted the truth. So, did the predictions come true? Let's return to Mark and Jessica. The locket did go missing, just as the AI foretold. In the frantic moments before walking down the aisle, Jessica, with the AI's prophecy echoing in her mind, confronted Mark's sister, Sarah. The argument was quiet, but vicious. The locket was found 10 minutes later. It had fallen from the dressing table and slipped under a rug. But the damage was done. The accusation hung in the air for the rest of the night, a ghost at the feast. Did the AI predict the future? Or did it, by planting the suggestion, create it? This is the dark side of predictive technology, the self-fulfilling prophecy. The knowledge of a potential disaster can make us so paranoid we walk directly into the trap we were warned about. This experiment was about weddings, but the implications are staggering. AI is already being used in law enforcement and finance. But what happens when it moves from the public sphere to the deeply personal? Should technology that can predict our personal tragedies exist? We are on the precipice of a new ethical minefield. An AI that can predict your likelihood of divorce, disease, or failure? It turns human potential into a risk assessment. It strips away the very essence of human experience: uncertainty, free will, and the possibility of overcoming the odds. We must have a democratic conversation about where this is taking us. You plan for rain, you plan for a clumsy guest, but you can't plan for a prophecy. The Wedding Wreck AI showed us that our most perfect plans are built on a foundation of blissful ignorance. It begs the final, terrifying question: if an AI could tell you your future, would you really want to know? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have a wedding disaster story that seems like it was predicted by a malevolent force, share it with us. We're dying to hear it.